I'd like to welcome back to the show Samm Murphy. She's a transformational coach. Samm, welcome back to River City Live. Let's start out by identifying what exactly is it that you do to help people out.
Totally. Thank you guys so much for having me too. I'm so excited to be back here with you guys. Growing up and being a Jacksonville native, I love being able to be here and to share. So as a transformational coach, one of the main things that I do is I work with couples and individuals, and we really go in and we leverage the power of the unconscious mind to help heal parts and free people from self-sabotage and limiting beliefs to allow them to get to that place where they want to be and have the potential and the ability to create whatever it is that they want in life.
So that's really interesting. So what is it that I guess people have to know about themselves in order to kind of crack this code that you're talking about?
Totally. I mean, one of the biggest things that I love people to know right from the beginning is that you are not your issues. Whatever you think that you may be an anxious person or angry. Maybe you view yourself as someone who's not successful or poor. Is really, these are learned behaviors and beliefs that we adopt throughout our lives. And it's really it's my job to help you unlearn them, to sort of reprogram some of those pieces that are in there that allow that client to really liberate themselves back to the true nature and potential that they have and who they are.
That makes a lot of sense. What about if you have like the same reoccurring problem? You're kind of caught in a trap, if you will. Is there anything that you can do to get out of that?
Totally. So one of the things that's great about, well, it's not great, but one of the things being caught in a trap really allows us to identify is that we have a pattern here. Right? That anything that we're seeing reoccur and come up over and over, more likely than not, it's something that we can unlock and we can resolve it. And it's going to make a massive difference because it really indicates to us, okay, there's some sort of pattern here. And if there's a pattern, we can know that, okay, there's a belief underneath here that's making this reoccur or present itself. And oftentimes too, when we're in this pattern, one of the things I love to tell people is, okay, is this a knowledge issue or is this a mindset, belief, internal issue? If you know what you should do, you know what you could do, but you don't do it, that is a mindset issue. That's a clear identification of it doesn't matter what new strategies you learn, what new book that you read, until we're able to resolve the internal wiring and programming, we're likely not going to change that behavior.
I like that a lot because basically you're kind of saying you're the captain of your ship, right? So you could change the course of it. A lot of the power lies within yourself. What about self-sabotage? Is that something that you see and something that you could correct?
Absolutely. So one of the things that I definitely want to just elaborate on that you said is I am big on you are the captain of your ship and really reminding people what's possible. Because so often we kind of lose that hope or that's not for me or I can't have that. And again, those are beliefs. So that's like a self-sabotaging or self-limiting belief of I can have that or I can't have that. And we'll look at other people and say, well, that's for them, but not for me. And so once we can get clear and identify, okay, what is that belief? What is that internal piece that we're working with? We absolutely 100% go in and work with that to rewrite and undo so that the person is then free to move beyond that barrier that they have placed on themselves.
Sam, if people want to learn more about yourself and all the different things you're working on, how can they do that?
Yeah, Instagram is a great place to keep up with me. It's @_Samm Murphy. There's a lot of M's in there. It's SAMMMURPHY. Also on Facebook, it's @Samm Murphy Success or my website, which is sammurphy.com. But yes, I would love people to stay in tune, stay up to date. I love offering things to help impact and change everybody's lives. So I would absolutely love to stay connected and in touch.
Well, thanks again for your time and all your information. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.